Hi everybody, it's Adele and welcome to my channel Sew for Serenity, where I talk to you about my sewing journey, my love for fabrics, patterns and making my own clothes, and also a little bit of life and sewing chit chat thrown into the mix as well. So if that's something that sounds of interest to you, keep on watching. Welcome back to all my regular viewers, and thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting and just continuing to watch my vlogs. It really means a lot. And for those of you that are new, I hope you enjoy what you see and you consider subscribing. So this week's been quite busy for me. I've been doing lots of lovely sewing related activities and recording a couple of vlogs. So yeah, it's been quite busy. The most exciting thing that I did at the weekend, on Tuesday evening, was I went and met the lovely Lorianne, who is one of my YouTube subscribers, and she subscribes to a lot of you vloggers out there as well. I went and met her in Birmingham for a meal, and basically she lives in America. And she came over on holiday and has been doing a massive tour of the UK and meeting up with lots of sewing related vloggers and, you know, fabric owners. I know she's met up with, she's meeting up with Rachel and Ruan. I think she's met up with, who else has she met up with? Well, she's met up with, I can't even think how many there are. She's met up with absolutely loads of people. And yeah, she kindly wanted to meet up with me, so that was really lovely. And we were meant to meet up with Lauren from Guthrie Garney as well. However, Lauren wasn't feeling very well, so it just ended up being me, Lorianne, and her lovely husband Larry, who I must say is an absolute saint, because we just talked about sewing for ages and he just, you know, smiled happily and was just happy to see Lorianne happy, so it was just really nice. But we went for a lovely meal at Marco Pierre White's steak restaurant in Birmingham. And that's basically in a building called The Cube, and it's right on the top floor, and it's completely wall to ceiling glass windows, and you have a complete 360 view of the city. And yeah, it was just an amazing meal. We just talked non-stop about patterns, fabrics, sewing and just life, and there was other things that we had in common as well, which was really nice. There's a lot of synergy between how we think, our morals and all those types of things, so it was just a really lovely time. And Lorianne, if you're watching, hi, hope you didn't spend too much money at Guthrie Garney. Yeah, Lorianne went to Guthrie and Garney on the Wednesday after we'd met on the Tuesday, and I couldn't go because I had work, which was really annoying, but you know, got to earn the money to buy the fabric, haven't you? So yeah, that was a really lovely experience. And then I had my Stitch and It ink subscription box come and film my vlog for that, which I'll link the card to it. And yeah, I got the fringe dress and some lovely cotton, green cotton, and yeah, I'm going to be looking at making myself the fringe dress and also Alice the mini fringe dress, because they do, Chalk and Notch do mini versions of some of their patterns, which is great. I also filmed my So Fruity inspiration video, which again I'll link the link to. The vlog, really keen to support that challenge, because I think it's important. People have supported my challenges, my challenge when I did the Selfless Sew April, so I'm really keen to support other people's challenges as well. So Fruity 22 is ran by the lovely Yvette from Blossom Sandwich, and she's got lots of sponsors involved with the challenge, so please head over to my blog for inspiration and to understand what plans I've got and further details about the challenge. What else have I done? I've written up my blog post for the Fabric Revival. So for those of you that watch my vlogs, you'll know that I am a guest blogger for the Fabric Revival, run by the lovely Marie. Does some really lovely fabrics that I've probably got most of them anyway, but I was very fortunate to be able to choose one in exchange for a vlog post. So I've made the item of clothing up. It's this beautiful rayon from Cloud9, and it's still in stock at the moment, and I will be submitting that over to Marie this weekend, and I think it will be uploaded on Thursday the 23rd, so I'll be able to share with you in next week Friday Sews the actual item of clothing, and it is a beauty. And I think, is that everything that I've been up to this week? Oh, the other thing I've done is I have put my pegboard up in my sewing room, and I've actually painted now. Oh, sorry about this dodgy camera. It's a very light green, so I'm hoping that stands out on the camera, but I've now actually painted the sewing room, and I've actually put my pegboard up, and I'm very happy with it. the final bits that I need to do to finish off the room is to put some of my artwork up. So I've framed some little pictures. So I've got this one here that says, "The journey of a great make starts with a single stitch." I think that was from Pigeon Wishes. So these are all the little postcards that you get in when you order fabric from people. And one of my particular favourites from the Fabric Revival, this one, "I'd rather be sewing." I literally am going to put that above my work desk and just look at it when I'm on a particularly boring meeting. And then the other one that I want to get, I've got to get a frame for it, is the one that I shared last week, is the one from Sew Anonymous that says "Happy Place." So yeah, I've got a few of those bits of artwork that I want to put up. I also need to get some skirting board because currently there isn't any skirting in the conservatory. And then I think really I'm pretty much done. I have had some quotes for some blinds and oh my God, they are extortionate. They were looking at, like, just for the roof blinds, like 3-4 grand. So yeah, that is just something that I do not want to spend that amount of money on, even if I had that money to be able to buy blinds. So I'm going to have a think about what I could do with my sewing skills to make some blinds for the ceiling. But yeah, that's by the by. All of my fabric is in boxes, so it is protected from the sunlight. It just gets very hot in here in the summer and means late afternoon I can't really do much sewing, but never mind. So yeah, I've been really busy. In respect of sewing, what have I been sewing? Well, you know from last week I have been doing a bit of a Friday Pattern Company make fest, and I had some fabrics already cut out and already started to be sewn. And the first make that is finished is my Grace top by Friday Pattern Company. I did go through, I think, the sizing and everything on last week's Friday sews, but I made a medium just because I want it to be a relaxed fit, and I've made it in this beautiful fabric that's got tigers and leopards on it, and mustard and very greys and muted blues. And yeah, I actually love it. I actually did manage to get the bias binding out of the fabric, so the armholes are all bias bound. And yeah, this fabric was from Frumble Fabrics. I can't remember how much it was. I'll pop a link because I still have this in stock, and it's really super soft viscose jersey, and this is such a super quick make. It's 2 pattern pieces. Yeah, 2 pattern pieces and the bias binding, and that's it. I would say this probably took me half an hour to sew up, and that's because I sewed it for the first time. So yeah, it's just a really quick make and really nice. There's not really much more to say to it really. I'll insert a photograph. I was wearing it. The reason why I haven't got it on today is because it's dirty, because I've worn this for the past 2 days and it's just been really nice. Even though it's a little bit of a higher neck, because it's got no sleeves, it's still quite okay for the summer weather, I think. And probably in a lighter colour would be even more summery. So that was a really nice make. I enjoyed making that. And I think I made the medium. I think I said that, didn't I? So that's the Grace top from Friday Pattern Company. And then the next one, if those of you that follow me on Instagram will have seen this, I've made the Sugaro set with this, I think it's a chalet. Oh gosh, just had a bee fly in. Oh. So this is the Sugaro set that I made in this, I think it's a chalet, viscose chalet from Hey Sew Sister, and it's a Deadstock fabric, and it was described as scribbles, and I just loved it. I loved the colour, and purchased this before I got married and cut it all out based on my pre-holiday measurements, but it still fits. I would like to lose a few pounds so it fits me a bit more comfortably, because obviously my measurements are slightly different. I've put on a couple of inches. I don't like to talk about weight, but I've put on a few inches in places that make a difference. So but yeah, I really love them. It's such a great pattern, really comfortable, really easy to sew. The only thing I haven't done is the steps in there to sew 2 lines of stitching, a centimetre from the top and a centimetre from the seam at the waistband, because I didn't think I liked how that looked, but having seen a few more on Instagram, I feel like I will put that in because I think it's actually quite a nice detail. So I will do that. This fabric was amazing to sew, really lovely. It does fray quite a lot, so it did need the seams finishing, which I overlocked. No, I didn't. I used the overcat stitch on my sewing machine. And I've put in this lovely little tag as well, which says "Don't look back in anger," and that's from Hey Sew Sister. She's got a collection, mixtape collection of, oh, there you go, mixtape collection of labels, which are really cute, and that was the first time I've used that. And yeah, I made the small in the top and the medium in the bottoms, and that fits pretty perfect, to be honest with you. I'm happy with it. I think next time for my modesty, what I would do is where the overlap sorry, where the, hold this up actually, where the overlap comes here, you can see here, I would actually move that over a little bit just to create a bit more modesty, because I like the ties, but actually I think I prefer it without the ties and a bit more modesty. So next time I'll omit the ties and just close that gap a little bit. And yeah, I really enjoyed sewing this, enjoyed the whole process. And yeah, even though I'm a bit heavier and a little bit, my measurements are a little bit bigger than what I normally am, I actually felt really nice in it, and I'll insert a photograph of it there, and it was lovely and cool for the summer. So yeah, I think like everyone else has said, there's a lot more of these to be made. So that's that one. And then the other thing that I've made is what I'm wearing now. It's my it was in my plans. This is my Mina top from Seamwork. I absolutely love Seamwork. I subscribe to Seamwork, and it's, I think it works out to be like $9 a month, which is about £7. And you get choice of 2 patterns every single month from their range, and that's pretty amazing, isn't it? Because they have really lovely patterns, and they have loads. I don't know actually how many they have, but it's like, it must be like nearly 100 patterns, and you can just choose 2 every time and then print them off. And if you choose one and then decide not to print it off, you can put it back and get a different one, as long as you haven't downloaded it. And this one I've had downloaded for ages. It's the Mina blouse from Seamwork. I'll insert a photograph. And they do a long sleeve version and a dress version, and then this version that I'm wearing. So this is it, and it might not stand out, but it's got like a little, what's this, little band here, and then a peplum underneath, and it's a boxy style. It has got some small bust darts here, but they just take it in a little bit at the sides, but it's still quite a boxy fit. I'll just stand back a little bit so you can see it, but I have got a picture to insert. So yeah, it's really lovely, and I've made it in this double gauze that I got from Beyond the Pink Door with these oranges all over it, and it's absolutely lovely. I got 1.5 meters. I'll check what the fabric requirements are, but I have got some left, and I'm thinking of making like a little headband to go with it, or a scrunchie or something, because yeah, I just really love this print, and there isn't probably enough to make any other item of clothing. But yeah, first time sewing with double gauze. Oh, I'll just come back in now. It's my first time sewing with double gauze, and it was really lovely to work with. Cuts really well. You didn't even really need to pin it, because it kind of sticks, not sticks, but it stays together quite well. It's not slippy. The only thing that you do have to be careful of is, because it's such a loose weave, like unpicking, for example, is a nightmare. I had to unpick a little bit of thread, and you have to be careful that when you're unpicking, you don't pick out the threads in the weave. So yeah, that you have to be really careful, because it's loosely weaved, that the threads can be snagged quite easily. I didn't have any problems with it, and I'm wearing this today on, it's going to be in the UK the hottest day of the year, 30 degrees. It's just unheard of to be 30 degrees, which I think in Fahrenheit, I'm not sure. So it's 30 degrees here, which I think is 88. Anyway, yeah, it's very, very hot today here for the UK, and I was a bit worried about wearing this today, but because it's double gauze, even though it's black, because it's double gauze, it's so cool and comfy. So we'll see how we get on later, but at the moment, yeah, it's feeling very, very comfy. The neckline is bias bound, and the instructions for finishing the bias binding round the neck are really, really good. Seamwork's instructions are really, really good, and for every step of the way there's a video for you to watch, which has got chapters, So if there's any bit that you get stuck on, which I didn't for this one to be fair, but I have made another pattern, the Marlowe shirt before, and there was a little bit around the facing on the hem that I got stuck on. So I watched the video on that, and that really helped. And I think you learn some really nice techniques, like the way to finish the back of the, how to join the two ends of the bias tape at the back so it's neat. I hadn't seen on any instructions before, so I'd learned a new technique there. And then when I did the Marlowe blouse, I'd never done a shirt with a facing at the hem, so that was another technique that I've learned. So I'm finding that I learn new techniques with Seamwork patterns as well. So yeah, I really recommend you check them out, and if the patterns are in your style, then it's just such good value for money. So yeah, so this is a Mina. So the other good thing about the patterns are they do a Mrs. size, and then they do a curvy size range, which I assume for a bigger cup range. So the Mrs. size goes from a 00 to a 16, and then the curvy size goes from a 12, so it does a crossover, to a 26. But I think there's a difference in the bust measurements, so it might be a different cup measurement. But yeah, I made the size 6. I tend to find I'm a size 6 in Seamwork, which is a UK 10, and that was a 36 bust, a 28 waist and a 38 hip. And even though I'm a bit bigger than that at the moment, it does say go by the bust measurement, because that's the measurement that is the true measurement. And then there's quite a bit of ease in it. There's nearly 4 inches ease in the bust, 10 inches in the waist, and yeah, the hip's relevant because it's a peplum. So that's the sizing that I went for. And yeah, just a really lovely, really gorgeous top. As I say, the fabric was from Beyond the Pink Door, and they've still got this in stock, I believe. So yeah, I've been busy sewing this week. And the other thing that I have been doing is I'm halfway through my blog post for Crafty So and So. I have been asked to be on their blogging team, which was just amazing. And I selected some lycra fabric, which I have shown, I think I've given you a sneaky peek of it. And yeah, I'm really loving working with it. I was scared to sew with it, but it's not been anywhere near like I thought it would be. And that pattern is a pattern that I'm sewing up from the Crafty So and So's pattern range, my handmade wardrobe. And yeah, it's a great pattern, and I'm nearly finished. So I'm going to get that finished next week, but yeah, halfway through doing that. Right then, so over on to my plans for this week. So plans for this week are, I've got to finish off my vlog for the Crafty So and So. I have finished, I'm halfway through as I said, so I just need to get that completed and then write my blog, because that needs to be up for the end of June. So I want to get ahead of that. The other thing that I want to do is I didn't mention this, I cut out my Zoe, True Bias Zoe dress in this beautiful fabric from Fabric Story, which is a ribbed jersey in this vintage floral, which is still in stock, I believe. And she's got other versions as well, and you can get 10% off from Fabric Story using my code FabricStory10. And yeah, what I was able to do, I ordered 3 meters of this because that's what the pattern recommends. However, I managed to cut out the dress and the cropped version of the top. So I am going to sew up the top version first as almost a wearable toile, and then go and sew up the dress. So I aim to get those sewn up this week. So that's exciting. Another summer dress. And then I also would like to, let me just get my fabrics. Where have I put those? I really would like to get a little t-shirt set sewn up in this fruity fabric from Crafty So and So, which I talked about in my So Fruity plans. And then the final thing that I want to do, and this has kind of come left field, I mentioned in my So Fruity plans that, you know, you don't have to necessarily make an entry for So Fruity that is a fruit fabric. You can make a plain fabric into something that's fruity related. So I have been in love with the dragon fruit dress. I can't remember the name of the pattern designer. I will put it in the notes below. And I ordered that pattern a week or two ago because I just thought, I kept seeing it and I thought I need to not forget about this pattern. So I ordered it and had it reserved for the right fabric, and then I got I saw an inspiration picture on Pinterest, or was it Instagram? If I can find it, I'll put it in, of somebody that had made it in a gingham. Oh my god, it was so gorgeous. So I have got some lovely gingham fabric that I got from the Fabric Revival. It's the fabric that was featured on the Sewing Bee. I think it was Brogan that had it. It's the purple or the lilac gingham from Pigeon Wishes. So I'll just grab it to show you because it's drying. Fantastic day for drying your washing today. So this is the fabric. So it's a lilac with, I don't know what you'd call that, like a peachy background to it. So that is going to become the dragon fruit dress, and I'm doing version B, I think, with the ruffles, or is it version A? I'm doing the version with the ruffles, and it's more of a baby doll dress. So very much comes into the bust up to here and then flares out, and I'm really excited to make that. So that went in the wash. I had the inspiration last night, so that went in the wash last night, put it out to dry today, and I would like to get that cut out over the weekend. And from looking at the instructions, seems like quite a fairly straightforward sew, so I'm hoping I'll have that to share with you next week. So yeah, the only thing I didn't get done that I wanted to get done last week, which might move a bit, is the Zadie jumpsuit. I have got the fabric washed and ready to cut out, but I keep finding other things that I'm getting inspired by, so I might move that into July's plans. Okay, so that's all my plans for next week. One other thing that I've got, which is really exciting, is on Saturday I am going to a pattern workshop. When I went to visit the Crafty So and So in Leicester with the lovely Sarah and Freya, they obviously we talk about they do workshops there, which I didn't really realise. And if you check out their website, they've got loads of online and in-person workshops. And one of the workshops on there was there was two actually, and I'm going on both of them. One's this week, one's next week. And it is create your own trouser block and bodice block, and then learn how to draft your own patterns, basically based on your own unique block. So I'm on the trouser one this week on Saturday, and basically I've given all my measurements over, which unfortunately is on my bigger measurements, but you know, once I've got the block, I can always alter it, I'm sure, and I'll be asking those questions. So they're creating the block for me, and then in the course they teach you how to then add the design features, so the darts, etc. And then also fitting issues that you may have, and how to resolve them. So I'm really excited about that. It's 10 till 4 in Leicester, and yeah, I'm really excited to go on that. And then the bodice one is again how to, you'll have your own bodice block created, and then they'll teach you how to put the design features on, like ruffles, darts, vents, etc. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting, and just push my skills up there a little bit to be a bit more adventurous and hacking things, etc., because I'll understand the construction and stuff. So yeah, that's really exciting. So I'm probably not going to vlog the session, but I'll see if I can get some little snippets of it, then I will do. But obviously I will give a full review on that pattern workshop and let you know how I get on. But I'm really excited about that, and I'll keep you posted. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. That's all from me for now. I'm going to go and enjoy the sunshine as much as I can while I'm working. If you've liked this video, please click the like button. It really means a lot that my content gets out there, and the more you like things, the more YouTube pushes and promotes my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please will you consider subscribing. Over half of the people that watch my videos don't actually subscribe, so it would mean a lot if you did subscribe. And if you want to support my channel further, I have the thanks button in YouTube, which you can make a donation to my channel, or you can click on my Ko-fi link and buy me a coffee. But as I always say, your being here and watching my videos is the most important thing to me, so please just keep on watching. That's it. Okay, I'll see you all soon. Happy sewing. Bye.